Glad to have you back. Now, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, M.A.N, is urging the federal government to introduce a new financial support system to help factories survive and grow in 2026. In a new outlook released, M.A.N's Director General, Mr. Segun Ajayi-Kadri, called for the creation of a manufacturing refinancing and rediscounting facility. The proposed plan would allow commercial banks provide loans to manufacturers at single-digit interest rates, meaning less than 10%. With repayment periods of up to 7 years. Let's talk to Mr. Segun Ajayi-Kadri, who is the Director General of Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, to tell us more and shed more light on this. Good afternoon, Mr. Kadri, and compliments of the season. Happy New Year to you. Mr. Segun Ajayi-Kadri, can you hear me? Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Segun Ajayi-Kadri. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, then. I can hear you too. I can hear you.
Great.
All right, now if you can hear me, let's go ahead with the conversation. I'm talking about let's start with the present state of Nigeria's manufacturing sector. We are in 2026, and of course, some of those challenges, we still have them, right in front of us. Tell us about it and what's the state of the manufacturing. I'm sure enough of spending during December, manufacturers ought to have made so much money.
Yes, okay. Thank you, Tolu, again for having me. I think where we left off is the fact that 2025 presented a year of stabilization. We saw most of the economic indicators trending positively. The exchange rate was stable. The central bank didn't escalate the benchmark rates. We also had some control over inflation. Manufacturing capacity utilization didn't dip in any worrisome trend. And we also had production outputs stabilizing. So as a matter of fact, I think the 2025 witnessed a recovery from the challenges we had in 2024. So 2025, year of stability, our manufacturer CEO's confidence index indicated that we were moderating and looking forward to growth only in 2026. Most of our major challenges remained. Multiple taxation persisted, but we are looking forward to the full implementation of the tax laws, the two remaining tax laws for them to kick into effect. We also confronted the issue of insecurity. It affected our logistics, particularly in the Northeast and the North Central. We saw it escalated, particularly in the last quarter of the year. We also had the cost of electricity continued to rise, even though Dangote refinery came to the rescue in terms of reduction in the cost of diesel and petrol, which is useful in the factory and also for our logistics. Inflation rates remained. A major issue we had was also the swelling of our unsold stock, which remained, and dirty December and a lot of economic activities that surrounded the end of the year led to some improvement, if I may say. But we are still looking forward to the new tax law, for instance, leaving more money in the hands of the average Nigerians to be able to allow them to spend, and giving the relief that we allow some reduction in price as the operating environment and the cost of operation improves.
Though I can't see you, I can only hear you, and that's strange. Always have you via Zoom and not having this up. Maybe you check from your end. But as we move on, DG, you've talked about this, challenges that we faced in the year. We are already in 2026, and we've had projections and, of course, reprojections for the year 2026. In your submission and what you've seen, what do you think? Are there any quick wins for 2026? especially we have the new tax laws, which we've had some misinformation one way or the other around that. But what are you hearing? What are you learning from manufacturers around you?
Well, okay, I'm surprised that you cannot see me.
Yes.
Because, yeah, but I think I may as well just move on. I don't know what I need to do to get you. But I also didn't even hear you very well, the last question that you asked. Will you mind repeating it?
Just now, but can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right, then. Let's talk about the tax laws, what it means for manufacturers. Okay. What are you hearing?
Okay, so I think before now, the minimum tax that any manufacturer will pay, we have to answer to is about 63 in number. But the new tax law is going to bring it to less than 10. We are having the subnationals also implementing complementary laws that will allow this expected reduction. We are having a situation where our medium-scale industries are not going, our small-scale industries, and even the medium-scale industries not paying as much, but the smallest one not actually paying anything in form of withholding tax, in form of VAT and CIT. We are having a situation where those who are most vulnerable in the society are going to have more money in their pocket because they won't have to pay any form of tax. We also have the advent of the tax ombuds that will ensure that if you have any issues with the taxman or with any tax collector or any collecting agency, you can actually approach the tax ombuds and get redress. And the provisions allows you to get justice in your favor if it is delayed for more than a month. So we are having a situation where manufacturers are optimistic about the full and effective implementation of the tax laws, such that we'll be able to have the relief, especially because the philosophy in all of this is that the government is going to tax fruits and not seeds, and is going to encourage productivity, not at the expense of foreign investors and foreign companies. So manufacturers are looking forward to an effective implementation that will indeed promote productivity.
Now let's talk about specific interventions needed by manufacturers in Nigeria at this time. Last year we had the conversation around a push for Nigerian-made products, and of course President Bola Tinubu is throwing his weight behind that. Where are we with regards to that, and what are your specific demands for productivity? You know, for the PMI needs to be on the high side this year.
Okay, yeah. So I think that it is important that we recognize where we are coming from and where we want to head. There are certain promises that has been made by government that the time is now right for it to be implemented. We had the Nigerian Force Policy, for instance, last year, where the president offered that is going to prioritize patronage of made in Nigeria products and directly incentivize domestic production. So we are looking forward to, by 2026, that this will not only be implemented, but that there will be consequence for non-implementation. So ministry departments and agencies will need to compulsorily patronize and give priority to patronage of made in Nigeria products, not ignoring the existing regulation for margin of preference. Another thing is that we are looking forward to an effective implementation of the tax laws, which will give the reliefs that we are seeking. We are also looking forward to the central bank continue to cut back on its rates so that we'll have more credit flow into the manufacturing sector and we are not crowded out. Borrowing at 35, 36% is not good for a manufacturer. So we look forward to a cutback that will allow us to be able to borrow more effectively. We are also looking forward to a situation where inflation is kept at bay. Fantastic job that is being done at this time, but it needs to come down the more. So that we'll be able to have the average Nigerian having more disposable income, and the cost of our inputs and logistics will also be lower. We look forward to an exchange rate that does not rise above 1,400 ultimately, but it's been projected to be between 1,400 and 1,500. But the lower we're able to keep it, the better for the cost of our inputs especially. And then the increase in energy price, we hope, is going to continue to keep the levers on escalation in exchange rate. Though the cost of the price for crude and for oil generally appears to be tumbling, I believe that government will be more ingenious in managing the impact it will have on our earnings as a nation.
We have 2 minutes to wrap this session up. It's a pre-election year, and many have, raised concerns with regards to governance, economic issues, and all of it. What would you think, or do you think that would affect policies that could help shift or change the face of Nigeria's manufacturing industry?
Well, Tolu, this is always a concern when we are approaching an election year. And from what we have seen in 2025, there's a lot of politics in the air. And some have said that even from January this year, we are going to see intensity. There's a tendency for government to lose focus when we approach election years. But I do hope that this administration that has put in a lot of reforms, those reforms caused a lot of disruptions and hardship. But now we are stabilizing, and what is expected by everyone is that we have some measure of growth, scaling in production capacity, and general improvement in the well-being of the people. So this government cannot afford to play politics with the people, cannot afford to play politics with the economy. So there must be sustained focus on the economy while politics is going on. I have that apprehension, I must tell you, but the truth of it is that I know that government can be intentional about removing the apprehensions that we have and maintaining focus. There are some ministries that must concentrate on constant engagement with stakeholders, diligent implementation of relief measures, particularly the major reforms that government has put in place. It must continue without any form of interference. And I believe Mr. President knows the implication of allowing the economy not to prosper, or not allowing the people to feel comfortable about the operating environment when you are approaching an election year. So it will be in the enlightened political interest of the president to ensure that we keep the focus. This is a critical time for us. A lot of reforms have settled down. The growth prospects are there. The economic indicators are looking right or can be made right very quickly. And so that should be sustained and not be sacrificed on the altar of politics.
Thank you so much, Director General, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Mr. Segun Ajayi-Kadri. I'm sure we're still going to have this conversation again for us to get the best of it. Thank you. It's good to really have you, and Happy New Year to you.